Good morning, everybody. My name is Markus Wilhelm. I'm the CEO of Strata Solar, and I'm working with UNC for many years on organizing the conference, as do many other companies. But I have the pleasure to open up this morning and introduce a couple of our keynote speakers. Before I do that, I want to summarize what defines this conference, which started approximately 10 years ago with Greg Ganji having a vision, Professor Ganji from the Institute for the Environment. And his vision was twofold. Number one, he wanted to create a platform where cleantech industry, academia, and a bipartisan dialogue with legislators can safely take place. And very similar to what was created in Germany with the Fraunhofer Institute, University of Freiburg, and the cleantech industry, all of which are supported by various government agencies, especially on the R&D side. His second objective was to discuss global issues, but with a local relevance. So he did not just want to have an academic platform and another academic conference. He also wanted to deal and address local issues and challenges from all three angles: academia, industry, and government. And as everyone in our industry knows, the involvement of government in energy policy is greater than ever, and a dialogue is more important than ever. Coming back from Europe just a couple of days ago, I experienced firsthand how geopolitical issues like the war in the Ukraine have a major impact on energy and energy policy. And latest, after yesterday, where the Commerce Department in Washington decided to start another highly disruptive and detrimental, potentially at least, CVD, anti-dumping investigation, we know the need for dialogue is probably greater than ever. And we need to initiate that dialogue with the administration, but also with legislators across the country. The future of our industry very much depends on it. Now, North Carolina has had a lot of success with state tax credits and similar initiatives that enable the growth of a healthy clean tech industry. North Carolina was a pioneer, and many other states like Virginia followed and gave it their own spin. And you cannot discuss legislative initiatives and partnerships in North Carolina without coming across the leader of the North Carolina Senate, Senator Phil Berger. I'm therefore very grateful to introduce Senator Berger as the opening speaker this morning. Senator Berger is a man that I have great admiration for, and we have been friends actually for many years. Senator Berger was first elected to the North Carolina Senate in 2000 and currently represents Senate District 30, which includes Cassville, Rockingham, Stokes, and Surrey counties. He became a minority leader in 4 short years, was elected president pro tem in 2011 as the first Republican leader of the North Carolina Senate in more than 100 years. Senator Berger grew up in Danville, Virginia, in a working class family. After school, Phil married his high school sweetheart, Pat, and worked in a local factory while raising 2 young kids and attending college. He became the first in his family to graduate from what is now Everett University with a degree in sociology, and then he attended law school at Wake Forest University. He practiced law in Charlotte and Raleigh before settling in Eden, where he still lives with his wife, Pat, and runs the Berger law firm. Phil and Pat have 3 kids, Phil Jr., Kevin, and Ashley, and 4 grandkids. I'm pleased to introduce my friend, Senate Leader Phil Berger. Please offer him a warm welcome.
Thank you, Markus, and I want to thank the leaders of this meeting for giving me the opportunity to speak. It's an honor to welcome all of you, all of the attendees to North Carolina and to the UNC Clean Tech Summit. We Appreciate you being here, and we're happy to have UNC hosting this event. I have no doubt that you will enjoy your time here and get a small slice of what makes North Carolina the best state in the nation to do business, to live, to work, and to attend a conference. North Carolina has been a hub of innovation and research for decades with an impact that touches the entire world. Here, there is an unparalleled commitment to creating a business-friendly environment that fosters growth and innovation. North Carolina's General Assembly has adopted a winning formula: low taxes, reasonable regulations, responsible budgets. That formula has brought the state of North Carolina to where we are today. We are the best state in the nation for business. Site Selection Magazine has recognized North Carolina as having the top business climate in the nation in 2021. We were also top ranked in the top ranked state in Forbes' best states for business. And we've been there for 3 years in a row with Forbes. CNBC ranked North Carolina #2 in its top states for business. And that's a far cry from where we were just a little over a decade ago. At that time, we had a double-digit unemployment rate, boom or bust budgets with out-of-control spending and record deficits. We also had the highest taxes in the Southeast and a declining financial support for public education. After Republicans gained the majority in 2011, we began transforming North Carolina's tax and regulatory framework. In 2013, we enacted historic tax reform that doubled the zero income bracket, cut the personal income tax rate, slashed the corporate tax rate from the highest in the Southeast to where it is now the lowest in the country for a state that actually has a corporate income tax. This year, we took further steps to enhance our standing as a low tax leader. The personal income tax will decrease to 3.99% over the next several years. And that began with a reduction from 5.25% to 4.99% this year. We eliminated the state income tax on military pensions, and our corporate tax rate will be eliminated altogether in 2030. Those efforts have led to historic employment growth and success for businesses large and small. It's the large corporations that make the headlines, the Apples, the Toyotas, the Boom Supersonics. But we don't forget about the small and medium-sized businesses that are actually the backbone of our economy and the backbone of every state's economy. Every job created in our state is an opportunity for a single mother to provide for her family, an opportunity for a community college grad to work in their chosen field, an opportunity for a career switch, and a dream to be followed. These opportunities are enhanced by education systems that grow North Carolina's well-educated and skilled workforce. Right here in Chapel Hill, you're at one of our stellar public universities, the University of North Carolina. This is the oldest public university in the nation and one of the very best. Education opens a world of opportunities. In North Carolina, we prioritize all education, whether it's the traditional four-year college or a trade program. There is no single pathway to success. That's why we encourage all of our educational partners to work together. Going to college changed my life, from working in a factory, dreaming of a better future, to finishing college and eventually law school. There are students out there today, like me, who want more from life than what their position at birth might portend. You'll likely meet some of them at this very conference. Higher education often comes with a steep price tag, and that's a barrier for a significant portion of students. In 2016, here in North Carolina, we passed something called the NC Promise program to address college affordability. We capped increases on student fees and provide a 4-year in-state tuition guarantee at all of our public universities. And at 3 of our public universities, we've had a tuition rate of $500 per semester for in-state students and $2,500 per semester for out-of-state students. That rate has made an incredible impact, both on those institutions and on the students that attend. And we just added a 4th university to that program. The NC Promise program also includes almost $2 million annually for full ride scholarships for exceptional students at 2 of our HBCUs, North Carolina Central University and North Carolina A&T University. Our university system, community colleges, and K-12 schools are preparing the next generation of North Carolinians. These institutions are responsible for the quality of our workforce. It's the workforce that corporations and businesses moving or expanding in North Carolina often cite as a reason for their decisions to grow here. We've made it a point to create a regulatory environment that fosters businesses' success instead of burdening them with impossible to understand bureaucratic red tape. As a result, we're setting records for new jobs announcements and investments. Our continuing efforts and the results affirm our dedication to be the best state in the nation to do business. Since we're gathered here to discuss clean tech, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention North Carolina's success this past year on that front. North Carolina has a long-standing reputation for having clean, reliable energy for industrial, commercial, and residential customers. Last year, the General Assembly passed a landmark bipartisan energy bill that reinforces that reputation. We all know there's an increased interest in reducing carbon dioxide emissions across the country and around the world. Whether you agree or disagree on the issue of climate change, we all see the widespread pressure to act and implement policies that reduce carbon. With that knowledge, we wanted to address calls to reduce carbon while ensuring that carbon reductions do not unnecessarily increase energy costs for residents and businesses or negatively impact reliability. The end product was House Bill 951, titled Energy Solutions for North Carolina. With House Bill 951, North Carolina is committed to continuing and enhancing our reputation for clean, reliable energy. A priority was to ensure that dependability and affordability were not sacrificed in the pursuit of lower carbon. The bill requires the State Utilities Commission to take all reasonable steps to achieve a 70% reduction in carbon emissions from 2005 levels by 2030, and for electric generation to be totally carbon neutral by 2050 in North Carolina. In doing so, any reductions must be made utilizing least cost alternatives, and the availability of electric power must continue to be reliable. We don't have to sacrifice reliability to achieve goals to keep our environment clean. In fact, it's paramount that we commit to reliable, dispatchable power so all of our citizens can have confidence that their lives won't be negatively impacted by blackouts or astronomical bills. If at any point the Utilities Commission determines that reliability or least cost would be compromised, it has the authority to delay goals. We don't prescribe any particular energy generation or resource mix. We again leave that up to the Utilities Commission with required electric public utility and other stakeholder input. This is a common sense approach to ensure a diverse generation mix on our grid, while also providing an off-ramp if absolutely needed. We'll see an increase in renewables here in North Carolina: wind, solar, hydrogen. But there's also the potential for additional clean burning gas and zero carbon nuclear facilities. This legislation provides peace of mind that energy generation will be at the least cost, and that North Carolina businesses will not have to worry about potential work stoppages because of grid failures. Our focus here in North Carolina on low taxes, reasonable regulations, responsible budgets will only bolster our commitment to clean, reliable energy. I again want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak this morning. I want to thank Markus for his friendship over the years and for the invitation as well. And I wish all the best as you go through the next several days. God bless.